So this is episode 5 of Rigged NFL. Today's title, what the fuck is today's? They done flipped the script on us. That's basically what we getting into. They done flipped the script on us. Again, if you are new, and you wonder why I sound all stuffy, it's allergies. It is not CV19. Just a heads up. Right now, I'm gonna get into it with who my picks were for this past week, or should I say this weekend. First, let's see. You got the Browns at the Chiefs. I picked the Chiefs to win this game. They ended up winning 22-17. Next, you have the Saints and the Buccaneers. I picked the Saints to win this game because I picked the Saints to go to the Super Bowl. That did not happen. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers won, showing that Brady doesn't really need Bill Belichick as much as we thought. Rams Packers. Packers won that one decisively, 32-18. And then the heartbreaking one, the Bills and the Ravens. The Bills winning 17-3. So I guess the first game I'm gonna get into is the Rams Packers game. It was a couple things we go through that I pointed out or that I noticed while watching the game. So a little bit of gematria. First, I'm going to say this. The Rams could get their 27th loss as the LA Rams since relocating back to Los Angeles versus the Packers. The Rams could also get their 27th playoff loss as a franchise. Now that they're currently the LA Rams. I mean, it's the 22 date numerology. The Rams would stay at 22 wins with a record of 22-26 in the playoffs. And also the Rams equals 51. Aaron Rodgers could become 5-1 against the Rams, which he was very successful at. The Packers also covered the 6.5 point spread, and the over and under they covered that. It was 45.5. So with the win for the Packers, obviously in the script it was so you could validate Aaron Rodgers as the MVP with a win over a good defense, because that's been his quote unquote kryptonite. When he played the 49ers last year, he just looked terrible. He looked disengaged. He didn't give a fuck about being there. And it was clear. The announcer was pointing it out. So basically, he has this win with no weapons, quote unquote. Even though he has Devontae Adams, Allen Lazard, Valdez Scantling, Aaron Jones. Like, he's got some weapons. But they always like to make it seem like he ain't got no weapons to boost up how good Aaron Rodgers really is. Don't get me wrong, he's a great quarterback, but they boost his shit up too, a little bit. And I've also noticed this, Fox always goes really hard for Aaron Rodgers. As far as like, especially this MVP campaign and everything like that, they will make sure Aaron Rodgers does good for their ratings. Let's just put it that way. So no, it's number 25 of the Packers secondary. I don't know his name. Allowed a touchdown pass for a 16-10 Rams score. And I mean, he didn't try. Aaron Donald half-assed on a jersey grab on Aaron Rodgers for a long pass completion in the second quarter. It's that thing where they rush to the outside, wide outside for no reason. He did that and then got a hold of his jersey and just kind of act like he was playing flag football with it. He didn't really go in and commit for the tackle. Could have easily pulled down Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Fuller dropped an interception in the end zone on the following play, which was leading to a Green Bay field goal to make it 19-10. That would have been a total momentum shifter had the Rams have gotten that interception. And that's the thing I've noticed this week too, is they've had a lot of momentum killing drives, and like drop interception seems to be a big thing this weekend. That's like the theme I've noticed. Let's see. Troy Reader missed the tackle for the Packers rushing score when Aaron Jones had a 60-yard run, which led to the TD, making it 25-10. And again, a missed tackle where they hesitate and they just go over whenever they try to tackle. They just forget all the form that got them to the pro football level. Excuse me, that's exactly how it happens. See, Jalen Ramsey half-assed on a missed tackle on a 2nd and 17 for the Packers' first down in the third quarter. And that was when the Packers were deep in their own territory, too. So that really shouldn't have happened. And again, it was similar to Aaron Donald's where he was just half-assing with the jersey grab. He went high, act like he couldn't get a hand on him, and allowed him to get the first down for the conversion. And then I noticed LA was starting to come back, making it 25-18 in the second half for more suspense. Because they didn't want the game to get too out of hand to the point that people would check out too early in, like, say, the third quarter. So they had to make sure they got them. We can drag you along at least 3 quarters in, and in the fourth quarter have them pull away. So let's see, Allen Lazard dropped, quote-unquote, dropped a potential touchdown pass in the third quarter. Literally hit him in the hands. They got grip gloves with the magnets. We done been through this. It's like if you wrap duct tape on your hands, threw a football and caught it. Basically like that. A little bit strong because they got a magnet, though, but you get the gist of it. And then Allen Lazard makes up for it while later scoring a long touchdown catch. Like, that wasn't scripted at all. I think blown coverage over the top to let Allen Lazard score on that 56-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter, making it 32-18. They played the run. That's the biggest cop-out in the world, the announcers will say. They played the run. I saw that in the Buccaneers-Saints game. They played the run to let him score. Or let him convert for a long play. And also, Goff took an ill-advised sack on a 4th and 14 fourth quarter play. By trying to run, he was in the pocket, and then he just tried to run forward knowing he's not that athletic to outrun a lineman or something like that. Let's go back to this blown coverage of Allen Lazard. The announcers literally referred to this play as a joke. Like, that's how bold they are with telling you, hey, this is some fake-ass bullshit. When they start saying shit like it's a joke and all that. The stats to know, Matt LaFleur was an offensive coordinator for Sean McVay back during his time with the LA Rams. So their paths crossed. Seeming like a lot of these do, like Sean Payton has been friends with Tom Brady for a long time. Drew Brees has been playing Tom Brady in football since they was in college. Then paths have crossed again. That's a theme they've been pushing. Also notice the announcers have been pushing a storyline for the adversity that the Packers have been facing, whether it be Dave Bakhtiari going down, so they've lost offensive linemen. Making sure their offense is diverse, that's another one. They can handle any challenge put to them. Basically, the theme of any Super Bowl team is they always have some sort of adversity that they have to run into and overcome, like whether it be the 2012 Ravens, there was the Denver Broncos, and Mile High. That high altitude is harder to breathe, everything like that, a loud crowd. Every game is on the road, like stuff like that. They're also talking up Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey to make Aaron Rodgers look better and have a more convincing win. They're talking about Aaron Donald's the best defensive player in the NFL. The injuries and stuff like that. Jalen Ramsey being injured. Jalen Ramsey being a lockdown corner. Stuff like that to boost that resume of Aaron Rodgers for the season. Next, we got the Ravens and Bills game. I'm still not over this. Still not over this shit. Give a damn if it's scripted or not. It's bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Buffalo covered the 2.5 point spread. They did not get the 50-point total for the over and under. Let's see. They wanted the Ravens to play every game on the road in the playoffs. That was their goal. Hence why the Colts lost, allowing Buffalo to get another home game. Because they know Lamar Jackson's kryptonite has been home playoff games. That's what they want a storyline. It originally was just all playoff games, but we know that's not the case. The originals, or one of the scripts they had was Lamar wouldn't play a home game until he's in his home state for the Super Bowl in Florida, which is Tampa, not too far from where he's from. Also, a Ravens win would have left the door open for the Browns in the future, but since the Ravens lost, it still keeps the door open for the Browns in the future as well. So you see, here you have the dominant team in the Kansas City Chiefs. Then you have the Ravens, who are not too far behind. Then you have the Bills, like the new power. And then the Browns, they're already referring to them as they're not the Browns of the old. This is a new team. It's going to do this some more in the future, foreshadowing what's to come in the future for the Cleveland Browns. Going to make Baker look good and all that stuff. But for the first opening drive of the game for the Ravens and Bills, Lamar took an ill-advised sack on a bad scramble. Bad scramble. We all know he's a really good scrambler. He knows what he's doing. Took an ill-advised sack. And the Ravens had to settle with a field goal that they missed on the opening drive that was clearly magnetic. Justin Tucker is the best kicker in NFL history. This man is not hitting the crossbar. He hit the crossbar not once but twice on 2 separate crossbars in one game. I've never seen a game ever where Justin Tucker does that. That just doesn't happen. So you know that's a magnet. It's just like when he missed that PAT against the Saints in the regular season, how it hooked in and it hooked right back out. And the look on Justin Tucker's face when he had missed that, oh, that was priceless. And you can see he knew. He knew it was a magnet. Even Lamar pointed it out on the podcast, with the Trust Levels podcast. Also, let's see. Lamar literally ran into his blockers while he was scrambling instead of not evading the pocket and getting out and running like he usually would for like a long game. And also one time he threw it to Dobbins and dropped it like he was at Ohio State. And I know Dobbins did that a decent amount in that game, where it would hit him square in the hands and he would just drop it. And then he would do one of these, like, oh, it's the end of the world, I dropped it. Like, come on, nigga, we saw you do this in college. Like, you was ready for the NFL a while ago. And those drops are back-breaking to the drive and everything like that. Let's see what else. Gabriel Davis' dropped easy touchdown catch gave the Bills a 3-0 lead. Again, hit a nigga square in the hands. They got grip gloves. Calais Campbell slowed down to let Josh Allen complete a first down at the end of the first quarter. Excuse me, he was in the middle of pursuing him, damn. And then Calais Campbell just raised up, gave Josh Allen time to throw. They also pointed out that both kickers missed field goals in the windy direction. Thought that was worth noting. It was a quote-unquote bad snap for the Ravens in the second quarter, meaning they lost more yards. That's another one they've been using in the playoffs, whether it be the Pittsburgh Steelers-Browns game. They used it with the Broncos-Seahawks I had mentioned before to open up the Super Bowl. Like, the bad snap thing can kill a drive because it knocks you back an easy 10 yards. And then potentially you're going to turn the ball over too, off a bad snap. See, Justin Tucker in the second quarter, I'm pretty sure I already said this. He missed a field goal, hit the goalpost, which is a magnet. And they showed a replay of both of them, and it was just straight mockery to the fans saying, hey, we really just like to fuck with y'all like this. Like, this shit is a joke. The fumble on the sack of Allen was fake. Josh hesitated before the throwing motion in the second quarter. Kind of like what Lamar did in past games in the playoffs. Whenever he gets a strip sack from behind, especially the Titans game, he'll hesitate to throw. He'll pump, wait for the defender to get there. And whenever he throws it, he's got his hand caught, or his arm caught, and he fumbles the ball while trying to throw. So, there is that. Hollywood Brown's 3rd and 18 catch was grip gloves. We all know Hollywood Brown does not have the best hands. Nigga got brick hands. He's about as bad as Rashad Perriman. And this wasn't even just like some magnet shit. This is just something worth noting. That Justin Tucker, whenever he made his field goal finally, the goalpost was shaking. It was so windy. I just say that's kind of weird. There might have been just that damn windy, but that's just me. Let's see. The Bills defenders missed a lot of tackles that allowed Baltimore to get in scoring range. I already talked about Dobbins dropping screen passes, which cost the Ravens a touchdown in the fourth quarter too. So had they have scored that, it would have been 17-10, one possession game. Even with Tyler Huntley in there, they would have had a chance to win. Because Huntley was running it just as good as Lamar was, to be honest with you. Like, that offense looked like it didn't even miss a beat. That's actually a really good pickup at quarterback, too. As far as the backup goes. I'm going to get to that Lamar was ruled out with a concussion in the second half after a quote-unquote bad snap. He was getting rid of the ball. Back of his head hit the turf and bounced like a basketball. We don't want anyone to get hurt. We don't like to see shit like that. As a Ravens fan, I damn sure don't want to see that shit. Like, we don't need you going out to end the season with an injury. It was bad enough you gotta lose to the Bills, but damn, to get a concussion too, that shit ain't no joke. Shit, Pat Mahomes got one today too. And when he got up, that nigga was woozy. He was dizzy as hell. And Lamar's, you can kind of see that shit too. Lamar was kind of, he's a little woozy too. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, they ain't faking that concussion shit. If there's one thing the NFL wants to get rid of, it's concussions. They ain't trying to. They damn sure, especially with all the media and backlash they done caught, and hell they done caught about football, they ain't trying to script no damn concussions. That's the last thing they need. Also, Lamar threw a back-breaking pick 6 in the third quarter. When it was clear they wouldn't even, he didn't even look at an open receiver. He just stared a nigga down like Jared Garantano would. Just stared a nigga down for the easy pick 6. Which, yeah, someone pointed out, what was it? 8-Win Eagle. Shout out to 8-Win Eagle. He pointed that out. Yeah, that's nothing staring down defenders. Like what Matt Stafford did against Houston Texans. What Drew Brees did against the Chiefs, staring down defenders, throwing interceptions that way. Making blatant interceptions. I've also noticed a lot of these games, they love flashing the 3 and the 6 in their stat lines. Anytime they point out stats, they got to have a 3 and a 6 in there somewhere. Always. And also with the little gematria. You got the Bills, they got their 16th playoff win on the 16th of the month. The Bills won 17-3, and they stayed at 17 playoff losses all time. And it was 17 date numerology. On top of that, the Ravens stayed at 16 playoff wins. Again, 16th of the month. 11 playoff loss, and it was 11 date numerology. And then for your little side storyline, because I got to throw this shit in there. John Harbaugh and Sean McDermott are both from the Andy Reid coaching tree. I didn't even know that. Baker Mayfield, 25 years old versus Pat Mahomes, who was 25. Lamar Jackson, who's 24, played Josh Allen, who was 24. And also, the Ravens got 4 straight penalties due to crowd noise when they don't even have a full crowd. There was like 4 false starts back to back to back to back and knocked their ass all the way back in their own territory. Like on some bullshit. Clear bullshit. When I saw that shit, I knew the fix was in at that point. I ain't even gonna lie. Okay, make sure y'all hit that smash. Make sure y'all smash that like button, man. It's been a long day. I've been up for a minute. Not really. It's just been a long day. But smash that like button. All right, and now on to the Browns at the Chiefs. A couple things. They did not cover the over-under of 56.5. That didn't happen. Kansas City did not win by 10, so they ain't cover that either. They ain't cover the spread. But I know it's both the Browns, the new ones, quote unquote, the Cleveland Browns, that's the new ones, and the Ravens, the original Browns, advanced the divisional round, and I guess their storyline's kind of linked. Like, as far as they'll go, as far as each will go for now. And it's going to be kind of like a toss-up between Baker and Lamar. Who's going to get the push? Who's really going to go eventually get to a Super Bowl? And we know how the NFL treats black quarterbacks and the way that they heavily promote Baker Mayfield. They definitely leaning towards Baker. Ain't no question about that shit. Ain't no question. Let's see. A Browns loss to the Chiefs was always the best part of the script. Because you think about this. A blown lead to the Chiefs doesn't make you look bad. Because it's the Chiefs. Also, you losing to Pat Mahomes. So even if you didn't blow a lead or any way you lost, it's not a bad look. It's kind of like how the Falcons lost 28-3 in the Super Bowl. It had to be the Patriots. They weren't going to have them lose to like the fucking Eagles or some shit blowing a lead like that. But now, oh yeah, the Falcons finna blow leads. They got that as a reputation. So, it's more acceptable now. It wouldn't even be convincing if they lost to a bullshit-ass team on like 28-3. Also titled this game The Insurance Bowl. Because you got Mahomes, who's sponsored by State Farm, versus Baker Mayfield, who's a progressive, who they just love shoving them advertisements left and right. Kind of like how Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers be in them commercials, which they trying to tell you something, they trying to hint at them two possibly meeting at the Super Bowl, which I call the State Farm Bowl. Excuse me. Kareem Hunt scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter. It's not a coincidence that it just so happened to be the former Kansas City Chief that scores against his old team in the playoffs. Same thing we saw with Jimmy Graham against the Saints. Nothing new. It was also the 60th straight game where the Chiefs had a lead. There they go with that 3 and that 6 again. They hit ticky-tacky PIs against the Browns, giving the Chiefs an advantage. I noticed that throughout the game a lot. And then what was it? Second quarter, Baker was able to connect with David Njoku. Conveniently to get the first down. It was like on a long play. I forgot what the yardage was. But when I saw it, grip gloves. Keep staring over here. It's over here. Grip gloves. That's all I can say. It was more evident in this game than probably any other game, in my opinion. And then the last game, they try to disprove the grip gloves a lot. That's something I've noticed as well. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Also, there was a bullshit pass interference call on the Chiefs, giving the Browns the first down in the second quarter with 1:50 left. Had to get them in scoring position. And in that same quarter, Rashard Higgins tossed the ball while diving for a fumble on that touchback. Oh yeah, when you go back and look at the replay. Where's that damn football at? Where's that football? When he's diving, he has the football out. And then it looks like while he got hit, it looks like he literally just tossed it. Like he just tossed the shit out whenever he was diving for the pylon. Which again killed the Browns' momentum. Because it goes back to what I was saying, whether it be a pick six, especially a fucking touchback in the end zone. Oh yeah, that's a huge momentum killer. Huge momentum killer. That's as close as you're going to get to scoring before they just take that shit away. For some ill-advised, stupid shit. Then you had Tyreek Hill had a drop Easy crossing route in the second quarter with a minute and 2 seconds left. Easy one. He just dropped that one. Hit him in the hands again. Le'Veon Bell had a one-handed reception he could have caught with the grip gloves. He just dropped that one. That was off first down in the third quarter. And then back to the magnetic field goal and goalpost. Harrison Butker hit God damn it. Harrison Butker hit a field goal that doinked off the goalpost. Again, the magnet. Because I've seen this shit too many times this week. They did it with Justin Tucker, Harrison Butker. Like all of these good kickers that just be hitting the goalpost like this. No. No. But it's convenient that they're always outside in windy conditions. So it's an easy cover-up. Let's see, third quarter, Rashard Higgins, because I feel like he's been a target on a lot of this shit. Grip gloves reception in the third quarter for first down. And then in the third quarter, Pat Mahomes got lit up and he got up dizzy as hell. Chad Henne took over. That was a new storyline that entered. It's a real injury, but gives him an opportunity to put more focus on a star player. Even while he's not playing, they can find a way to promote him and get you talking about him, keep him trending. So it keeps the NFL relevant. Whether it be Lamar Jackson with a concussion, Pat Mahomes, any player, especially any star player that goes down, especially a quarterback, yeah, they're going to keep that storyline going on and on. Let's see. Jarvis and Matthew both dropped a possible catch in INT with grip gloves. That's something worth noting. I think that was in the third or fourth quarter. And then Austin Hooper's catch was with grip gloves in the fourth quarter. Kareem Hunt also bobbled an easy screen pass that set them back on a third down in the fourth quarter. Had he not have bobbled, he would have caught it and had the first down for the conversion. But that bobble cost him probably a good 3-4 yards. So he was short, say nonetheless. And then when Chad Henne was in there, they were still like scripting shit. Which Chad Henne's been playing. Chad Henne been playing for a minute now. And I know he knows the program about all this shit too. Because he's had some success, but not a whole lot. And they played him up to be some big hero that he was not. They talked about he's the reason that the Chiefs got sent to the AFC Championship game. Because of his quarterback run. And the same shit they did with Baker Mayfield on that fourth down play against the Steelers. Baker's quarterback run, they made it seem like he was the fucking hero when they got offensive line. And they got defenders who got to miss tackles and so on and so forth. Well, yeah, you got, let's see. Rashad Breeland had a concussion in the fourth quarter. There was a side storyline that Myles Garrett was playing injured. He was only on passing downs. So there was that to keep up with, kind of like the Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey situation with the Rams and Packers. And in the fourth quarter, Henne took an ill-advised sack from Garrett in the fourth, so Cleveland would get the ball back to make it more suspenseful. I'm telling you, that's what they got to do. That's what they signed up for. Henne came up short on the dive on the on third down in the fourth quarter. And then on that play I was talking about earlier, the Browns literally let Kansas City convert with the first down to close out the game. That completion of Tyreek Hill, they just picked some sorry-ass soft defense, some soft coverage. That's it. And then they let Kansas City convert and then, win the game. Make Chad Henne look like a hero. Also, some Gematria, I don't think I got into this. The Browns were 6-3 away. Kansas City Chiefs equals 64. The Browns became 6-4 on the road. I'm struggling right now. Arrowhead Stadium equals 72. The Chiefs could become 7-2 at home, which they did. He was 23 date numerology today. Baker would get his 23rd loss all time. It was the 17th of the month. The Browns would stay at 17 wins in the playoffs with a record of 17-20. Side note, Harrison Butker hit a 33-yard field goal. I like to flash them threes in your face, making the score 22 to 30. Yeah, 22 to 10. Goddamn. And in the fourth quarter. And they're also the first team to go to 3 straight AFC Championship games. I still find that one hard to believe. I thought New England been done that. I was wrong, they haven't. There's some other stats worth noting, not necessarily gematria related. It was the 13th playoff game played at Arrowhead. It was the first 50-yard field goal whenever Harrison Butker converted. It was the longest play in playoff history. Announcers stressed that Baker was making good decisions throughout the game to keep his image up as a good, competent quarterback who's not a risk to his team, who's not a liability. I feel like if they got to try harder for it, he probably ain't that good. We saw that with, to be honest, they've done this shit with Brady, Baker. Who else? They've been trying to do that shit with Ben Roethlisberger for a while, but it's finally caught up to him and niggas know, like, he the reason that the Steelers are lacking. Let's just put it that way. Baker threw his second INT in 369 attempts. There's a 369. The stats they always like to flash. They find the 3 and the 6 in that motherfucker. 30 passing touchdowns on the season for Baker. There's your 3 again. They always want to they push the storyline, like I said before, Pat Mahomes with the injury, with the concussion, just like how Lamar Jackson went down. I don't feel like I heard as much coverage with Lamar's as I did with Pat Mahomes, though. I guess because with Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, they had a chance of actually winning, which makes it even more, I guess, noteworthy. And if y'all ain't do it, hit that like button, comment below, comment in the chat. Let me see what y'all thinking, how y'all feeling about this as far as the NFL playoffs now. Smash the like button for the algorithm, if I can say that. Subscribe, ring the bell, so you know whenever we go live. We going live. Should be tomorrow, too. Going live tomorrow. Probably the day after that. Just stay tuned, that's all I'm saying. And in the final game of the playoffs weekend, divisional round, had the Buccaneers at the Saints. I really thought the Saints was going to win. I was wrong. I thought the Ravens and Saints was going to win. I was wrong. But I was right on everything else. That shit frustrating. Shout out Drew Bravo. He mentioned that the NFL is losing viewers, and obviously their ratings are tanking. So they use the Nickelodeon thing they did with the wild card to reach out to the youth. Kind of like what the WWE did, so that they don't have to deal with aging fans that get too old and catch on to their bullshit. Excuse me. Also, that was just a side note. Fox broadcast emphasized remaining quarterbacks left in the playoffs. Or no, excuse me, that was CBS. Tony Romo during the Browns game. Talking about how you have Mahomes, Josh Allen, who's been playing like an MVP this year. Goddamn Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees at the time. Like, you know, generational talents at the quarterback position. On Jameis Winston's touchdown pass, it was his first as a Saint, and he was scored off of a bad defensive play call. That's easiest way to make quarterback look good. Call bad defensive plays. Call shit you ain't need to be calling. Zero blitz on a Hail Mary situation. Shit like that. Blow your coverage. Pause. Chris Godwin had the dropped touchdown catch with grip gloves in the third quarter. Hit him square in the hands. He had the whole motion coming down. Whenever he rolled, it just so happened to just pop out of his hands. They kept pointing out this could literally have been Drew Brees' last game. Because apparently he got a job with NBC as an announcer, which he'll eventually go to politics from there. So they kept putting that storyline in there. Kind of like how they did with Brady. Is this the last time we're going to see Tom Brady with the Patriots? That whole story. To keep you enthralled, intrigued in the game, and see how it goes. The Saints dropped an easy interception in the third quarter. There was a lot of dropped interceptions in this game, like from both sides. Both sides. Jared Cook knocked the ball out of his hands on the fumble in the third quarter when Devin White recovered. It's like he was running, and it's kind of like what that Giants receiver did, just kind of slapped the shit out of his hands. And then they do one of these flailing motions, like, shit, I lost the ball. And there they go with these interceptions again. Brees purposely threw on his back foot for whether it be incompletions. He's done that all season with interceptions, whether it be the Las Vegas Raiders game, threw a blatant interception. The Chiefs game, blatant interception. Yeah. And, I mean, he got a noodle arm, too, so there's that. But, yeah, they've done a lot to make Drew Brees look good for a while now. They have been doing that shit for a hot little minute. I mean, shit, the nigga's like 6'1". What do you expect? And he's not like the most athletic motherfucker either. Let's see, there was also bad tackling, which allowed the Bucs to run the ball into a comfortable field goal range. There was a dropped interception on that same drive, too, which gave the Bucs a 23-20 lead in the fourth quarter. Like I said before, Brees had the underthrown passes to his receiver for the fourth quarter interception, the first one. And then the second one, the receiver tipped the ball up so that the Tampa Bay corner could intercept it for the second one in the fourth quarter. The only thing worth noting from as far as Gematria, what I found, is football equals 43 and Tom Brady is 43 years old. That's literally about it. Other stats to know, at one point they point out that Brees and Brady combined for 66. I'm saying it again, 66. Like I said, with them threes and them sixes, they love to find a way to point out those stats any way they can. But yeah, they combined for 66 pass yards in the second quarter at one point, with like a minute or something to go. It's midway through the game. It was also just hard to beat the team 3 times. So that's the easy cop-out for why the Buccaneers won. Instead of giving Drew Brees his farewell tour like Peyton and the rest of them. And another storyline that you're going to notice them pushing now is harder is could the Bucs be the team that can actually host the Super Bowl? Or like playing as an actual home team? Because 9 times out of 10 usually don't happen. And since you got the greatest quarterback of all time, quote unquote, it is possible. I'm still going to say it's going to be the Packers and the Chiefs in the State Farm Bowl. And I say Green Bay is going to win to further legitimize Aaron Rodgers. Excuse me. Because you got to think about this. He's having an MVP season. Typically the MVP don't win the Super Bowl, though. That is worth noting. But yeah, it's like it legitimizes it further because he outdueled another quarterback on his level. He beat a good he would have beaten a good defense in the Rams and the Buccaneers. It's not great, it's alright. And he would have obviously had no, quote unquote, no help because they drafted the quarterback, his replacement instead, and it would have been the ultimate FU to the Packers as from a storyline perspective. And it's a storyline no one really expects. No one expects a team that drafted a quarterback to replace their Hall of Fame quarterback, didn't get him any weapons, to win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady might be the only one who got away with that shit. But even then, it's always been on some, like, investigation type shit. Always something questionable to happen with that nigga. Whether it be Spygate, Deflategate. First time with the Eagles, T.O. was injured. Donovan McNabb had apparently gotten fucked up and went out partying the night before. It's always some weird shit. It always came down to Adam Vinatieri having to kick him a field goal in the first two Super Bowls they won. 28-3, the Falcons had to blow the lead for Tom Brady to win. Let's see. Lost to the Giants, lost to the Eagles. Beat the Rams. That game was just boring. They didn't play Todd Gurley. That was mostly the storyline the whole time for the Rams. Why is he not in the game? He's in his gear. He's looking fine. He can jog and all that shit. But yeah, it's always some like weird shit. And there's going to be some weird shit in the Super Bowl too. Especially in the NFC Championship game, there's going to be some weird shit. Best believe that. So, yeah, that's all my notes I had this week as far as Rigged NFL Part 5. Part 6, we're going to have on Sunday after the conclusion of the AFC and NFC Championship games. And from there, it will be, Part 7 will be the Super Bowl. And then that'll be the end of that series for now. Until the season starts back up. Or some crazy shit goes on in free agency or something like that. So if you haven't done it, hit that like button. Comment below what y'all feeling. Again, who you want to win the Super Bowl, who you think's going to win the Super Bowl. If you found some gematria with some numbers, go for it. I'd be more than happy to look into it. Comment. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell so you know whenever we going live. Also, if you're an artist, maybe a producer, rapper, whatever, hit my email is in the description below, terrellswn@gmail.com if you want to collab, beat purchases, anything like that. I do Cash App, anything like that. And there's also beats on my BeatStars, which there's a link on my channel in the About section. So again, I appreciate the support. Yeah, we out. Y'all have a good night. Stay safe.